Wilson from Rap Radar. This is the Truth Live Google Hangout Volume 3. And my levels right? Are my levels right? I don't want to go in again, man. We good? We good? We're doing it again, man. Third time's the charm, man. We was going to do it Wednesday, but I'm going out of town, South by Southwest. You know, that's where all the rappers are, so I got to run around and get people's demos and get harassed by young MCs.
Listen to my demo.
It was like, yo, Elliott, you got to do that Google Hangout on Monday before you leave town, because it's very popular. You know, I think that we have great conversations with myself, you know, giving my opinion and being accountable, my opinion, to you guys, the youth, young hip-hop lovers, as corny as that may sound. Nah, but a good group of people, and get to see, you know, a lot of times I say a lot of things happen on Twitter, a lot of conversations, but there's no way to really house them and have a real exchange at times. So I think that that's what's great about this Google Hangout thing. So let me get everybody, let's get the roll call going. Let's see who we got. Let's see. So it's a good male-female ratio. I like this. Yep. I like this. Even Steven up in here. Great POVs, point of views. Let's start to the brother on the left with the SF on the cap. Is that what it is?
Yeah, man. It's San Francisco, coming live from the Yay area out here. It's Gutter P.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
Gutter P. Giovanni.
Gutter P. Okay, I seen you on Twitter. All right, Gutter P. You don't got the hat on in your Abbey, right?
Not in the Abbey, nah, man.
Okay, you trying to be all slick. You all pretty boy in the Abbey. Up in here. Gutter P. You know what I mean? I'm gonna talk to Wayne. I gotta get the fitted out. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. And I got to, you know what I mean? I got a rep for the Bay too. So.
Repping for the Bay. I like the wife. My wife's from the Bay. That's good company.
All right. Okay.
She's from Oak Town. So what brings you here, man? Why'd you want to get down with the Truth Live?
Man, you know what I mean. I just got a lot to say. You know what I mean? Want to share my opinions. I seen you retweeting me, so I gotta share my opinion live too. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate the opportunity, man.
What's real quick one thing you want to get off?
Nas's position on this hottest MCs list. Oh, man, I'm a Nas fan, man. I'm a Nas fan, but man, I don't know, bro.
You would put him top. What was he at? Wait, MTV had him at number
4, man.
Where would you put him?
Bottom 5 at the probably bottom 3, man. I'll tell you that.
Life is good. Gotta pee.
I loved it. No, I loved it, man. It was a great album, but the sales, I mean, and then
you don't feel hot, right? Like he did his thing, but he's not hot.
You know, that's the real problem, man. The definition of hottest. We got to come up with you know what I mean, with a solid definition for hottest.
Yeah. No, I know everybody's also mad about the term MC and all that. We'll get to all that. The brother with the Falcons, is that Scully winning hat right there, brother? It's still.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Football season is over, but we're always repping for the team.
That's because y'all had a good year this year. That's what it is.
No, don't get it twisted. I'm not one of them guys.
Putting in work in the playoffs.
Listen, man, I'm not one of them guys. The first sports apparel I ever had was a pullover Falcon starter jacket back in like '91.
Starter jacket.
Yeah, starter pullover. Like people getting beat up and shot for their jackets.
What's your name, brother?
My name is Ja. I'm Hip Hop Obama.
Oh yeah, so I ran into you with my wife at what show was that?
At the Kendrick show a couple weeks ago.
Yes, sir. At Kendrick Lamar. See, I be in them streets, man.
Yeah. I see you in the streets.
Yo, you see my security man with me too, right? You gave him respect.
I see you rolling real brolic.
Huh?
So I see you rolling real brolic,
how you get a name called Hip Hop Obama like that, man? How you get that?
I started Hip Hop Obama when I logged on to Twitter for the first time. Like, everybody was talking about Twitter.
Kind of a bold name, man. Hip Hop Obama.
Everybody who I've talked to pretty much told me the same thing. Shout out Julia Beverly. She thinks the same thing.
She's not even light skin like me, man.
No, but you know what it is?
I'm sensing 2 African American parents.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, when I first started on the Twitter, I was just like, what am I gonna do? What is gonna be my thing? What am I even into right now? It was election time. I was like, I'm into hip hop and I'm into Obama right now, so I'm gonna be hip hop.
It's funny because when I first joined Twitter in 2008, all the energy was about getting Obama elected. It was only like me, my wife, Questlove, and Superhead on Twitter, like talking about the Democratic debates. It's kind of crazy. All right, Obama. There's a young lady there with the pink on the top, right? Black hair.
Yes, me. I'm Maddie. I'm Maddieology on Twitter.
You're on Twitter too, Maddie. I seen you in these tweets. I know all these people, man. I'm getting to know them in real life, man. This is scary. Okay, Maddie.
Yeah, you know, I love hip hop, and I'm here to defend my cousin Kanye. He's not really my cousin, but I kind of feel like Kanye is like that cousin who you want to agree with.
Kwanzaa cousins.
Exactly. You know, you want to publicly agree with him, but he makes it really, really hard. So,
Okay.
but I'm here to
want to talk about the brother West.
Brother West.
All right, Maddie. And the young lady, she's repping the OVO, I guess, right?
I sure am today.
Is that an official OVO?
It is. It is an official. Let me show you. Let me show you my little owl right there. No. It's official. So my name is Ashley. Ashley, say hello on Twitter. I'm from San Francisco, the Bay Area as well. We have two people repping the Bay Area. I'm the one who named you the Kanye West of journalism, and they had made you that little cover. So funny, but yeah.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy cover. That was
it was so funny. Somebody tweeted me that, and then they were like, "Yeah, you inspired this," and I was like, "Oh my god, so funny." What I really want to talk about is your pick for the hottest MC, because when I read that, I was like, "Wait, am I being punked here?" Like, I cannot. I can't. He's one of those people. I'm not a Future fan. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you mad that Drake didn't get #1 for the MTV over Kendrick?
You know what I'm gonna tell you? No, because he landed pretty high on the I don't know. It's just like
he didn't land no higher than that.
I don't know. Drake didn't put nothing out, so it's like you stayed one of the most relevant artists in 2012.
Oh, wait, no, I'm bugging. Drake was 5 on the MTV list. You had to be mad about that. He was 5.
I mean, a little bit, but I feel like. I mean, I don't know. I was mad that they put Rick Ross up there pretty high. Rick Ross was just too high for me. I was I'm not a big. I mean, I love Rick Ross, but like he just, I don't know. He's losing it to me. He's losing it. He's not what he was.
Drake #5. A lot of people thought that was kind of low. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't always get his recognition, but I'm pretty upset about that. But I feel like that list is pretty garbage anyway, so I'm not even.
All right. Hold on now.
But I'm ready to speak some truth today, huh?
What you say, Ashley?
I said I'm just ready to speak that truth today, so I'm pretty excited.
All right, we're gonna get to it. I know Jordan's back. How you doing?
I'm doing good, YN. How you doing?
I'm good. You have Briggy Smalls. Your Twitter name is Briggy Smalls, right?
Briggy Smalls, that's me.
What did you do March 9th?
March 9th, I was in Seattle with my family. But, you know, we kept it real hood.
We didn't get to this brother yet. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Jordan, are you excited about round 2? We got a new cast.
Very excited. Yeah, it's nice to see some other women on the panel, so I'm excited about that.
Okay. Well, what's the biggest thing you want to touch on?
I want to talk about the hottest MCs, and we've got to talk about Future.
We're not sick of this hottest MC thing yet? We're not sick of it?
No.
It's actually a beautiful thing that we're not sick of it.
That's true.
This is good. It's something we need to be talking about. So
very much so.
Okay, we're gonna hash it out, man. We're gonna go with the hottest MC thing in a minute. Got to introduce one more person, the brother with the Big E Small shirt. Speaking of March 9th. What's up, sir? What's your name?
What's going on, Elliott? My name's Greg, Hip Hop Heisenberg.
Let me tell you about Greg. I know Greg. He keeps changing all his aliases, but basically every West Coast hip hop show, and he videotapes it. And we put his videos up in Rap Radio, everybody. Greg is kicking butt, man. Good job, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I know, it's been a long time. Been following you for years. Why
can't you just be Greg, man? You got all these different Just be on Greg. West Coast Greg. Look at him with the camera. What is the camera?
We might be able to do that.
How does security let you? You got some big ass camera you sneak in? What's the secret, Greg?
Man, I'm not going to reveal my secrets, but
no dry snitching. No dry snitching on the truth.
I just don't feel like there's nobody doing it, not consistently. Like,
no, it's
coming from the old days. Like, I'm at the age, I'm in my 30s now, and seeing, you see guys pass Tupac. I never got a chance to see these guys perform. So I feel like I want to see everyone live before, you never know who's going to go, man. We're getting to that age in hip hop where we're seeing generations come and go, and it's like, I just want to document all the great performances, especially in LA. There's so many great performances with features. People are out here all the time. They're always coming out of shows and just doing one in a lifetime perforesses. So I just want to capture that.
If there's any kind of show, like no shows I know about, then all of a sudden it'll be like Method Man was at House of Blues. I didn't know. Here comes Greg.
Me either, man.
I'm like, oh man, I didn't even know.
Yeah, they pop up like crazy out here. So. Yeah,
all right, well, let's start with the hottest MC thing, man. First, I guess start with what I was talking about. You know, I kind of changed the argument. Like a lot of times with the MTV thing, they judge it from February to February. It's kind of like more of a year-end kind of thing. And they take all the stats and all that and the intangibles. And I was just trying to approach it from a different angle because I gave them a list. I'll get to that, what I said my list was by their criteria. But I also was like, you know, when you think hottest MC, it's such a living, breathing thing. Like, it changes daily. It changes, you know, weekly. It changes all the time. It's constantly shuffling different people's names, and people get hotter and they have their periods of cold. So I was like, but if you think about it right now in March 2013, it's really Future. Like, nobody has a stranglehold. Nobody's put in the most work this year. You know, the Karate Chop and Lil Wayne Love Me and Bugatti and the R&B stuff he has and the mixtape he has. And I was like, obviously I knew if I said it, everyone would be like, oh no, Future, he's not an MC. YN's bugging. And it's funny because I've never seen such a reaction on Twitter, like really for like 6 hours straight.
You shut that down.
I've never seen that. I'm very prolific on Twitter. I never seen nothing like it. Like, what do you guys make of Future, and like, why is he such this polarizing figure? And am I bugging by saying that he's the hottest right now? And if he's not the hottest right now, you wouldn't put him in your top 3 at least right now in this moment? Well, who wants to go first?
Well, this is the whole thing with. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Pop Obama, you go first.
Well, this is the whole thing with Future. I mean, for what it's worth, I mean, you know,
you're in the A, brother, right?
I know, exactly. That's the point I'm getting ready to get around to. It's not saying that everyone has their opinion about, you know, whether he's an MC or not. And obviously, you know, the MTV list is comprised of people living in New York. And New York and the South have always had that struggle between, you know, some people being with it, some people not being with it. And it's like at the end of the day, okay, maybe he's not what you call if you define an MC only as somebody who's, you know, mystical, magical, fantastical, then okay, lyrical, miracle, you know, chemical, spiritual. Like if that's what if that's the only thing that's the MC, then that's fine. But my thing about it is he moves the crowd. Like he has the people going right now. And it's
do you think he's the hottest right now, or at least top 3? Like, who are your top 3 hottest right now in this moment? Take away all the intangibles. If somebody came from another planet and said to you, Hip Hop Obama, please guide me, who are the top 3 hottest guys right now?
The hottest guys right now is probably top 3, definitely top 3. I mean, it's probably Future, Kendrick, and Drake. Drake not having an album out, because I mean he doesn't have an album out, but all those verses had the people going. They, you know, it was just.
No, that's what I feel. But I think it's definitely right now in this moment it's Future, Kendrick, and Drake.
About ASAP. You can
make an argument for any of them to be number 1, but I feel like Future really, if you take all the intangibles, he's really building something. Drake hasn't fully rolled out his project yet, and Kendrick's still victory lapping off the great success he had. I mean, Kendrick was probably the hottest from all of the end of 2012. You know, what do you think, Jordan?
I don't know if I would put Future in my top 3, but he's definitely like my personal top 3. But if we're talking about the hottest in the game right now,
who do you think the hottest is? Sometimes you have to take personal feelings aside. Like, who would you just say? If someone said to you, Jordan, who's the hottest right now? Who are the 3 hottest? Because I don't like some of these guys, but hey, what do you do? Like, it's about who's really the hottest by whatever judgment of stats you think.
I agree. I think it's Kendrick, Drake, and Future.
Okay. Easy. Anybody disagree with that, Free?
I do.
Okay. With the OBS shirt on, Ashley. All right.
I mean, you know, I love Drake, and putting the aside that I'm a fan, he's one of the hottest. You can't deny that, like, for nothing. I'm gonna put for sure Kendrick up there. You know, he's brought back another sound.
You said the same too. What are you talking about?
But look, I'm gonna take Future out, and I'm gonna replace him with someone who I would put not in that league, but you take 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz was hot in 2012. He was hot. He blows Future out the water. Anytime it was anyone's birthday on Instagram, you go, and what is the caption? All I want for my birthday is a big booty. So you already know. He was one of the hottest in 2012. He put it down. Like, he put it down.
You already know how you define hottest, too.
It's just, I don't know. I feel like 2 Chainz.
You think 2 Chainz still has that? I felt 2 Chainz might have lost a little momentum. You know, obviously, beginning of spring.
Towards the end of the year, absolutely.
Towards the end of the year, I thought he lost a little momentum, you know, in my judgment.
There's only so many one-liners you can take, just like Wheezy. Like, at the end, you already know.
I mean, you can.
Let me ask Greg. Greg, what do you think?
It depends how you define the term hottest. That's the biggest debate, is how you define hottest. If you're going on hottest from the past year, it's got to be 2 Chainz or Kendrick based on the amount of work. Like 2 Chainz had the hottest mixtape going into last year and carried that over with all the features. A hot album it's the #1 club album. You go to any club, any show, you're hearing that whole album get played by the DJs. But right now, if you're going right now, 2013, it's got to be Future. I mean, I would say Future last week. I agree with you. But now that Drake dropped the 5 a.m. record, Drake's back up there. Drake got to put him back up there, man. And also A$AP Rocky. Like everyone's forgetting, he's got the top selling album of any.
Rocky didn't forget. He mad. He's like, he don't know.
Yeah, he's really mad.
And his stuff leaked, and he leaked a week early. So you gotta give him that, man. He still sold all those units with the leak.
He need another single, man.
Yeah, it's lukewarm though. Rocky album is.
He need another single hard.
Yeah, So you think what's lacking is a follow up from Problem?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, that album, like you said, is hot, man. But it's just he needs another single off that album where he's gonna be hurting.
But even with the album, it's like, what's the next single that you put out to make it bubble, to make him hot?
That's real, man. I don't know what you would think off of that album. That album's like a body of work. I'm not sure that you can pick another single off of that album.
But he definitely influenced culture, like he said.
Without a doubt, man. I mean,
absolutely.
But you got to put the trends aside. He even said it. He kept saying it in that interview. Let's put the trends aside. Let's put the trends aside because I mean, when it comes down to it, that's not what it's about. We're talking about the MC in here. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, you gotta influence the culture. Obviously, that's part of being an MC. But I mean, when it comes down to it, you gotta be hot on the radio too, man. And Rocky, he's got that one single, but he needs another one to carry him over.
Yeah.
Maddie, I want to ask you, like, obviously Kanye was very upset about his #7 placement. What do you think? You want to tell Kanye. What do you think Kanye ranks? And then how do you feel like, I think people have very different views of Cruel Summer. Like, who it benefited? Did it benefit Big Sean? Is Big Sean better than Kanye right now? Is Pusha T deserve more shine than Kanye? Like, has the proteges mastered the master at this point? Because it seems like a lot of people now want to build this thing that Big Sean is kind of more hotter or more anticipated than Kanye.
I agree. I mean, like, I'm like probably easily one of the biggest like Kanye fans, but he just, to me, he's kind of just like coasting at this point. He's like super safe, like, it's like, we get it, Kanye, you know what I mean? Like, Kanye will always stay relevant because of what he's going to say, not in a record, you know what I mean? So my thing is too, is like, who told MTV that they could keep doing this list? Because when's the last time that MTV has done anything like musically? I feel like, I feel like if this was a who's the hottest teen mom list, this would be relevant. But
would the artists make it relevant though? Do you see by the reactions and what they say? I mean, Sway's a respected figure in hip hop, and it's a thing that they do yearly. And I think that it does. What the intention always has been is to do exactly what we're doing, which is spark debate, really analyze the game, and shake things up. And it's effectively done that, and it continues to do that, so that's why they keep doing it. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say that definitely Sean, at this point, like right now, is better than Ye. I said, I feel like Ye's kind of coasting.
I love the Detroit tape, but I hate that, like, so much of, like, Cool Summer. To me, Cool Summer is very criticized, and I feel like the records that first came out, everybody was riding with, and they loved everybody on it. And then the album was a disappointment to people because it didn't match the level of the previous released songs. But I still like Kanye's verses on those songs, and I still check for Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye,
what's funny is
in my top 5. But I feel like, and I love Big Sean. I feel Big Sean's building something, and he's dope, and everybody thought Big Sean wasn't as hot as he is, and he shut everybody up. Him, with that, especially with
Detroit.
With Meek Mill burned. He shut everybody up. But I don't know if we're ready to say that I'm only checking for good music, that there's really, now it's Big Sean and Kanye's just riding shotgun. I'm not ready for that yet.
No, I don't know. I think, though, that right now, I feel like Kanye is just like I don't even feel like Kanye's trying right now. I feel like Kanye just says what he says, and that still makes him great, of course, but I don't even feel like he's trying. Like, when Kanye's, like, trying. Like, we can...
But he thinks he's locked it. He said he had that line about dropping from the team. That's
right. Man, like, that was
no, he's absolutely right. I mean, I agree with everything he said on the call. You know what I mean? So, you don't have to convince me.
But does anybody feel like about the whole... Let's talk about let's stay on the Big Sean Kanye debate.
Cold. Here's what I was gonna say.
Okay.
Cold and Mercy dropped right around the same time, and I remember Cold caught on to me quicker. I was listening to Cold before I was listening to Mercy, like on repeat, and I think that goes to show you that Kanye is still hot in his own right. So I mean, I think there's a lot to be said for Sean.
But Gunner, not to cut you off, I feel like people slept on Cole and didn't really like that because that, like his Khaled stuff. I like Wish You Would. I like Cole, but I feel like a lot of people didn't like those Khaled records that he did.
Because Khaled cosigns do as much for you as they can hurt you too. You know?
Yeah.
We the best, Gunner. Baby, we the best.
I'm glad he knocked off all that yelling though. But
because Kanye's like too emotional with the snapping, like he's just kind of like it's too much like passion in the verses.
You know, I mean, some people don't like that. I love that about Kanye. I think that's what
I love when he's proud like that.
Yeah, I think that's what keeps Kanye relevant to a lot of people. But yeah, like you said, I mean, a lot of people don't respect that. He's like this artist to a sense that he's like a Salvador Dali. Nobody understands him. He does all this wild stuff. You know what I mean? And he's just some people have a real hard time grasping it. So I mean, I think why Sean is hotter in a lot of people's eyes right now is because he fits into the box better. Like a lot of people see him as a hip hop figure, as you know what I mean. He's more relatable to other hip hop figures, whereas Kanye does all this wild stuff. He's out in Paris wearing kilts. You know what I mean? They don't like Kanye in a kilt.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So he said.
Call in a minute, but first let me go through the MTV list real quick, and I want to stop debating like who belongs where numbers wise. Yeah. I want to know who do you think should have been on the list somewhere. You know what I mean? Like. Who would you think that's missing from the list that jumps out at you? Because on my list compared to the list, I had one artist there. Actually, the crazy thing about my list is that if I judged it by the MTV criteria of 2012 February to 2013 February, I don't have Future in that list. I had T.I. in that list instead because I felt T.I. put out the big fourth quarter record and didn't get his due on that. But other than that, I had the same 9 people. But MTV's list was number 10, Big Sean, number 9, A$AP Rocky, number 8, T.I., number 7, 2 Chainz. Number 6, Meek Mill. Number 5, Rick Ross. Number 4, Nas. 3 was Kanye. 2 was Drake. And 1 was Kendrick. So how do you guys feel like – I thought T.I. was missing from the list. Who do you guys think was missing from that list that could have been on that list?
Pusha T.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so make it Pusha. I keep hearing Pusha T, and I love Pusha T.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I think Pusha T belongs on the list. I don't think he does. Convince me why Pusha T belongs on that list.
I think that one of the big factors of Cruel Summer was Kanye highlighting Big Sean as, you know, one of the big up-and-coming figures, but he was also solidifying Pusha T as having a real comeback. Now, so I don't really know in terms of the MTV criteria with sales where he would fall into it because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be a contender.
Well, he didn't have an album.
Yeah. But other than that, I mean, I thought he had a great year. I liked him on
SPG. Like you said, so there's the debate I was saying about Kanye's emergence still, Big Sean's emergence, and Pusha T. Do you think that there was one standout star of Cruel Summer that Pusha T should get it because he was clearly the star of Cruel Summer over Big Sean and Kanye?
I think that he was. That's my personal opinion. I mean, the Kanye verses, I thought they were really calculated. That's exactly what I was expecting. I think Big Sean spazzed a little bit, but Pusha T came out of nowhere, and he went really hard. So, I mean, I think that he could have easily gotten a spot on the top 10 just off of that.
I think if Wrath of Cain was harder, he might have made a push onto that list.
Yeah,
but the mixtape wasn't that hot.
It's just Pusha T.
I like
it's too much the drug dealing rap, too much dealer rap, right?
Yeah. Pusha, he's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, his verse on New God Flow was like magical.
I love it.
Like his verse was magical.
I can play that 85 times in a row.
I'll repeat on my iPhone forever. But the thing I want to say
wow,
about
you on my iPhone forever. Engaging artist. Yo, fam,
the thing with Pusha though is like Pusha's just not hip hop right now. Like where hip hop is right now. Pusha T is not making the biggest footprint because hip hop's not there. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think it's like there's like hip hop is like what I break it down into like there's the club hitters and then there's like the deep ones and then there's a mixture of both where people like Drake fall into there where Drake has the club hitters but yeah Drake has the slow songs and the like fire verses. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, back to your question.
I know who the club hitters are. Who do you put in the deep ones? I guess Nas, Kendrick, those kind of guys.
Yeah, like Nas, Kendrick, like some Rick Ross. Rick Ross is one of those artists that falls into both. Like, yeah, he'll have his club hits, but yeah, he has songs that won't play on the radio or they won't play at the club, but then they're still hits, you know? And then you have artists like, I mean, who I personally feel like belonged on the list, and y'all might come from my head, but I think The Game, it was a good year for The Game this year.
Yeah, a lot of people slept on it. They said they love Jesus Piece, and felt like The Game should be on that list, but his name never even came up.
The thing with the game though is that album, how you have like 17 songs or 16 songs, but only 2 of them are your own. Like this is not a compilation of like hot 80, 60, 70. You know how they have those CDs when like late at night.
Now 15.
No, it's not that. It's not that. Y'all like like you've been around for such a long time, and you're coming back and you're trying to set that name for yourself, but yeah, you're relying on all these people. So yeah, you had a hot album. Yeah, you was hot, but. I mean, you wouldn't be in the best. You'd be low on my hot list, on my hot MC list.
Let's talk about Game. Greg, you from the West Side. Do you think Game should have been on the list?
Absolutely. It just depends because he really didn't put anything out all year, and then he just popped up out of nowhere with all these hot songs. So it's kind of like if you're judging from the start of the year to the end of the year, he probably wouldn't be in there based on work because he really wasn't on any features or anything. Yeah. But even the other top dog guys, you could argue Schoolboy Q and Ab-Soul too, because everybody's jumping back on the whole mixtape scene and a lot of the underground, like Joey Badass, Action Bronson, dudes like that. I mean, they're really popping, like Mac Miller, dudes who were putting out mixtapes, but they're popping on the mainstream now too. You see the endorsement deals and everything else that these guys are doing, and the shows that they're doing constantly. So I mean, you're basically the hottest list is like the most popular list. You're not really judging the skills or the live show aspects.
You got your Deep Ones playlist that you're rocking with.
Well, I mean, you could say the obvious. I mean, all those guys are saying are the obvious. You know
Nobody saying that in 10 names. Did anyone jump at you that you thought you were surprised it wasn't on that list? If it's even a popular list that stood out to you?
Not really. I mean, those guys are the most popular throughout the year, so you really can't argue it as far as being hot, so-called hot. But like what Joey Badass is doing in New York, what dudes like Casey Veggies and Odd Future, all these dudes are doing out here. Like, I mean, some of the young bucks.
Tyler, man, no promo though. Tyler's coming, no promo.
Tyler's coming, man.
He's coming, but they know
how much Tyler
watch
do
out
first
for the Earl album too. But this Earl album's gonna be tough too. People are sleeping on the Earl album, man.
Oh, the Earl single tonight.
Yeah, man, don't sleep on that.
That was what he played me. If this is what he played me, it's pretty good.
I'm kind of surprised.
Hip Hop Obama, go ahead, sir.
Well, I'm saying I'll tell you the truth. I'm not even really a big fan of French Montana, but I was surprised that he got bumped so early, and because to me, I was never into it like that to begin with, so I kind of wrote him off. But he kept coming with records that kind of bubbled it. As far as bubbling, you could see his steam building. Yeah, you could turn me into a believer to the extent of his viability in the culture and people checking for him and looking for him and him having these records that matter. Like, I guess that's what I can say more than anything else. His records have slowly but surely mattered more to more people. And so to me, it's like when Meek album came out, and to me, once the album came out, it kind of lost steam. And then shortly after the album, they were already talking about Dream Chasers 3. I'm like, that's not really the look to be talking about a mixtape 3-4 weeks after your album just came out, and French was still building steam. Pop That was going crazy. It looks like between this Freaks record and the video is going to be another one that you're going to have to pay attention to. So I was kind of surprised that he got bumped from me on that list.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to say something because he was just on French. Like when I did my list, I was like, French had some hot songs, but the thing with French that I think about is, to be honest, like, and I'm not going to disrespect to anyone who likes him or anything, like, he's cool, but he's not, like, up there with me. He is just smart because he'll be on songs with great artists. Pop That, you had Drake. And then you have Stay Schemin'. I skipped through French Montana's verse. Like, I'm sorry. I was like, all right, Drake, I'm rapping along. And then when French came on, I'm like, okay, well, let me go listen to something. He's just smart. He's a smart rapper. He'll put good, like,
no, but I think he does have he has a great hit sensibility though. I think he adds to these records behind the scenes.
But that doesn't mean you're good. That don't mean you're good.
He has elements, huh?
That doesn't mean you're good though. So to be like,
he was hot on Detroit.
No.
But we're talking about hot. We're talking about two different
Moolah. Moolah was his record.
That was hot.
That was stand out from Detroit.
But could he stand alone? That's what I'm saying. Like if Moolah didn't have Big Sean, would it be as big as a hit?
Our French drops on May 20th.
I don't know.
New York seemed to love Shot Caller.
I mean, I just need some like
didn't seem to be a problem. So
wait, I want to mention one name though. This person's name never comes up. And if we talk about like the criteria MTV had, like February to 2012 to that, the biggest selling album of the year was Nicki Minaj. But nobody puts Nicki Minaj in this.
We don't have to talk about her. It's fine.
Come on, Joe. Why? I don't understand. Like, are we all being too hard on Nicki? Like, I've been hard on her.
No, but it's like
you have an artist who sold the most records of that period, and she's not even discussed as being one of the top.
Tupac, she's on American Idol, man.
Yeah, her.
Let Jordan go first, Jordan.
I don't think that she's really very talented. It's all just a big show.
Not talented.
I don't think that she's very talented. That's just the way I feel. Like, it's all just a big act. I'm like, just strip down all of those weird voices. Like, I don't know who you are as an artist. Because one week
what did you like her? Like when the mixtape, Nicki?
Oh yeah, mixtapes, because it was like some old school, like Little Kim kind of stuff. Like, it was kind of raunchy, but it was at least really good. Now, it's really like pop-like, and that's fine if that's the direction that she wants to go in. But she really needs to just embrace that and stop trying to be like so hard and be like, if you're gonna be pop, be pop. Just stay in your lane. She can't do it all.
Maddie, what do you think?
She's kind of scatterbrained for me. Like, she just is all over the place. Like, just pick what you're going to do. You know what I mean? One day you're in, like, hot pink pants and an army jacket, you know, like, and a hat. It's just, like, too much. Like, pick what you want to do. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I like Mixtape Nicki, but I also even like Monster Nicki. Like, I miss that.
That was hot.
You know what I mean? Like, do that. You know what I mean? And that works, like, across the board. But that's not what she wants to do. She wants to fight with Mimi on American Idol. So, you know.
Is it just a thing of her, like, us feeling like she's going pop on us, so therefore we don't even judge her, like, in this?
She could have gone pop, but I think she moved too quick. Like, it went to pop so fast, and then she, you know, Bees in the Trap was kind of like the, oh yeah, let me not forget about y'all, but I'm still over here not rocking with y'all either. Like, it was like she reached back for us to like, hey, remember me? But it's like, you know, she went pop so fast, and her records aren't relevant to the urban culture. To the urban, you know, to the hip hop side of things is not relevant. It's relevant as far as her statistics, her sales.
It's just such a radical difference, no? It's like Starships and Bees in the Trap. Like, what?
But I mean,
all artists want to do that though. They want to, you know, they want to have the crossover records. They want the underground records. They want to balance it out. That's the life after death formula. You know, Big E gave everything.
It's a process,
though. You know.
I don't know. I think, like, with Nicki, I have a particular way I feel about her. I think she's a beautiful lady. Like, to be honest with you, like, I'm not going to say she's untalented, because her ass has more talent than some of these artists out here. Keeping it real. Like, for real. So, I'm telling you, like, y'all see that picture she dropped, was it on Valentine's Day, when she's, like, in, like, I don't know, she's somewhere. I was like, oh, my God, you looking right, Nicki. But the thing with Nicki Minaj, if you would have done this when her first album came out, would she have made the hottest list? Yeah, I think so. Because that album, the first one had it had hits. You know what I'm saying? It had like I'm the best. They had like hits, and then you have like Monster Nicki. So for sure, Nicki has talent, but she's straying away from it, man. Like, she just don't do it for me no more. She ain't delivering.
Down though, when she put up the most sales of anybody, like it's more than Kendrick.
But numbers aren't nothing. Numbers aren't nothing.
Like, she also re-released the same album 18 times. Of course, they're gonna sell
the most. She need a new title.
How many times can we reload Pink Friday?
Yeah, she definitely used the.
It's not even Pink Friday anymore. It's like Magenta. Let it go.
It's like, have you guys seen Mean Girls? Have you guys seen Mean Girls when she's like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen. It's like, Nicki, stop trying to make. Stop trying to make it happen.
That re-release game is like the up, down, left, right cheat code of like, I'm gonna be hot now.
What you say? Up,
down, left, right. I'm gonna get 35 men and just kill the game because I got this code. That re-release game is like, I'm not with it.
I think we might be talking about her again, though. She just dropped that stylist. I think she's trying to get back to rap, man. She dropped the stylist. She's trying to bring it back to a little more street. You know what I mean?
Nice lately.
So I think she might be trying to get back to the rap, man. Who knows? I think she's trying to lose that. That's what I'm saying. I think she's trying to lose the purple wigs and get back to the. You know,
getting back where it needs to be.
Yeah, man.
Nicki,
I think
she's trying to get back to the rap. She's in a place right now in her career where it's like, either you're gonna do really well this year and you're gonna stay up and be up there with like the Drakes and the you'll be up there, or else you're just gonna stray away and nobody's gonna care about you in 2 years. And the saddest fact is,
somebody hit us up. Like, who do you think will be the heavyweights of 2013? Do you think that Nicki can compete in that group? Like, who do you see? You know, Drake's got off to a great start. We all agree on Future. Like, who do you think is gonna be heavyweights this year?
Cole. Big Sean. Ooh, Cole for sure. Cole.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. J. Cole. So, Power Trip. Are you ready to hear that on the radio?
Love that song.
8 million times till you're sick of it. Are you ready?
Yeah, Power Trip.
Talking about 85 plays in a row, man. That's my record right there.
You think Power Trip's gonna win on radio?
I think so, man. I mean, it's winning out here right now.
It is. The Bay Area
playing it. Yeah.
Can't even enough in New York. I gotta start talking to these program directors. Ebro and G Spin and all. I gotta talk to them. I'm not hearing that Coley Cole enough, man. It's funny because I did that best jams. I had Wayne Love Me, Bugatti, and Karate Chop, but I definitely feel like that was right before Started From the Bottom came out. And I think Started From the Bottom is the best one this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you crazy? The 5 a.m. in Toronto is like killer.
But that's not the single.
From the Bottom?
Huh?
That's just a more freestyle.
It's just a freestyle.
You got Karate Chop.
Nah, that song is for sure like, and I've been following Drake's career for like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love Drake, so I know what I'm talking about. That record is killer. You know what I'm saying?
She's not only the
I think I was gonna say I Started From the Bottom, Power Trip. Those are the top two to me this year so far. Mm-hmm. And then the Wayne Future, Ace Hood, those records, I feel.
Oh, it's another one though too. That Wale record is going to be a problem on radio.
Bad?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Bad.
What about
radio? That's going to be a problem. And I'm not a huge Wale fan either, but that record is what it is. Like,
why are you not a huge Wale fan, brother? Why I love Wale. That's my guy.
I mean, no, this is what I gave him the same thing I give French Montana, is that I'm not a fan, but I recognize they're making great records. Like, I'm not a hater. I'm gonna call it what it is. Like, they're making great records, and I give them credit for what it is. But I'm just not into the mystical poet. Like, I'm just not.
Oh my gosh, I feel the same way.
I'm just not
like no poetry.
No, I'm with poetry, but it's just, I feel like it's just overkill, and I'm cool.
He's like a nappy head wannabe Drake.
Yeah, like Wale just like with the whole spoken word, I'm a poet thing. It just to me, it's always trying too hard. And I really just never really messed with Wale until Forlorn came out. And Forlorn really changed my mind about Wale, where I went back and I was like, well, let me listen to some records. Because it was actually really good. But I can't get into the whole spoken word thing. I mean, and maybe that makes me an insensitive.
Coming from the Kanye fan, though.
I know, but like, whatever.
He wants it from you.
He's not Malik Youssef. Let's not get it. He's not Malik Youssef.
Yo, Greg, who do you think could be a heavyweight this year? Who you got your eye on?
I got my eye on Juicy J, man. He's got some hot records right now.
Yes, boy.
I think he's due for that breakout year, man. The Show Out record is real strong, and then this joint he just released with The Weeknd. That's one of my top songs right now.
That's
one of those nice. It's a hot record, man.
Last year, to me, they had to make a dance.
Yeah, I think these records are stronger, and that's the thing with Juicy. It's like you see the music progressing with him, and who would have thought after like 20, 30 years in the game,
he's old as me.
Guy, man. Hey, it's like. And the guy, you see he's got his style, and he's getting his music down. He's getting with the right producers and the right collabs.
Anybody else think Juicy? I want Juicy J to win.
I'm rooting for Juicy, man. You know what I'm saying? He had that song with Tyga, Smackdown. That song is hot.
Wait, who? Say it again. Rewind.
With Tyga, Juicy J.
Oh yeah.
The Smackdown with Tyga. That song is hot. That song is just. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna appeal to the newer generation. To be honest with you, like. I don't know, because it's hard when you, like, try to make a comeback. But, I mean, I like Juicy, so I'm feeling it.
Love Juicy, man.
I'm feeling it. I'm down with it.
Well, everybody loves Juicy, but can Juicy, people going to really support him, and, like, could he really get that extra?
It went platinum. Bands went platinum. I mean,
yeah.
Like, is he going to be a heavyweight? Probably not. Is he going to have club hits and stay pretty relevant? Sure, why not? But as for a heavyweight hit,
if he could do one or two more bands, that'll make him heavyweight.
Right.
I think he's coming at the right time. Like it's his time right now. Because think about it, there's like 2 Chainz, Future, Juicy. Like they all sort of kind of sound the same. So I mean, he can pull it off. I think he already had a really good year.
But really, more so, Cole and Sean are kind of the more anticipated artists, right? I guess out of the.
I would say Pusha too.
Don't forget Eminem, man. Don't forget that Eminem album.
Eminem's coming back, man.
Forget about that, man. Can't forget about him.
I hope Marshall loses the multi-syllables. Too many syllables, Marshall.
You want more syllables?
You got to do that.
Less
you
syllables.
have to do that because you got to do that to cover up the corny white boy flow. So.
Who you got your eye on? Who you think's gonna be mixing noise?
I think, like I said, I think Cole's gonna be hot, but I think that Nothing Was the Same is gonna be just the winner. You know what I mean? I think that's gonna blow everything out of the water for real. I think his sound right now is kind of crazy. It's just he's got like, I don't know, he's doing his Drake, he's doing Drake, but he's got this like trap sound to his beats too. I mean, it's kind of nuts. I think Nothing Was the Same is just gonna be hot. I think.
Well, now you're doing Drake featuring Drake, so it's even
and I think, Drizzy and Cole, man, Drizzy and Cole.
Y'all not letting Sean cook, man. Y'all not letting Sean cook.
I mean, I haven't heard nothing about what's the new album. Yeah, Hall of Fame. When's that dropping?
But Sean set a crazy plate with Detroit. Like
crazy.
That was a crazy plate to set. Like, okay, now and I got something waiting for
that record. Woo.
That's a crazy plate.
I'm with you on Big Sean though. That Detroit mixtape was wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You put it like that. Like when you put that next to albums that are hitting the shelf, like nah. Like I went to Best Buy the other day and I seen. Like, I like A$AP Rocky, but there was hella A$AP Rocky albums there. So I don't know if they're doing well, you know what I'm saying? and then, but I know if Detroit was there, I would have definitely picked it up because Detroit is hot mixtape, one of the hottest. You know what I'm saying? Like,
to me, that's what I always say when it was a hot mixtape. Should have a barcode. Give Big Sean some money for that, man. You deserve your money with that.
If he put it on, I don't know why Def Jam didn't put it on iTunes. I just spent a couple $. For it. If they put it on iTunes for $5.99, I'd still go buy it right now. Just on
Joey, put that up there, like he did Trinidad James, right? Put it up there.
Yeah, come on, Steve-O, let's get it.
Come on, Joey, put it up there, man. Maddie was.
They don't want to clear the samples, man. They don't want to clear the samples.
Oh, yeah, that might be
it. You did enough. Hot 97, the heavy hitters for life.
Yeah, I want to throw Hit Boy out there too, man. Hit Boy's gonna have a big year.
Yeah, he is.
Hit Boy,
yeah.
Hit Boy's gonna have a big year, man.
Hit Boy, I love Hit Boy.
Look out for Hit Boy.
Maddie, what you think of the Kanye call to DJ Enough?
Cousin Kanye keeps it so real.
I still understand why you call him Cousin Kanye. You have to apologize for him?
No, right, because I'm here to apologize on behalf of my family. Because he just embarrasses you, and you're like, I mean, I feel the way you do, but it's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Like, what did Sway's first TV have to do with anything?
Shout out to Sharpeezy. Shout out to Sharpeezy.
It doesn't have nothing to do with anything. But like then he goes on, and then I don't really agree with him with the whole like Weezy being like the best, MC or whatever. That was kind of like random or whatever. And it was actually kind of un-Kanye like because I was expecting him to say himself. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was just really, really funny. But you could tell how much it meant to him because he don't talk to anybody. But he was like, let me make sure I make this
he's
call.
cool enough. Him and them have history.
Right.
He was embraced by those guys, the heavy hitters, early in his career. So he got a loyalty. That's the only person he probably would speak to, and like he just bought him the right time. And then you get him, and it's like, you get that raw Kanye. That's why he goes out of his way to not make himself accessible because it's hard for him to be fake in the moment when you do get him. If he does give you the access.
Right. Well, I think it's also really smart because, like, with him not talking to the press, that means that anytime he does speak out, it's always going to be relevant. Always. So I think it's really
Jordan, what did you make of it, the Kanye call?
Oh, the call?
Well, Jordan first, then I'll get to you, Gutter.
The only thing that I just don't understand, like how she said about the TV, where I feel like Kanye always has to use a metaphor for how he really feels. So, like, when he was on that rant talking about how he doesn't, like, mess with the suit and tie song, and everyone's like, oh, he hates Justin, he hates Jay-Z. But, like, I thought it was more of a metaphor for the industry. Yeah. And then he says he gave
sponsorship.
Yeah, and then he talks about the TV, and I think he was just talking about loyalty, about how, like, Sway put him on. They came up, like, I think Sway was around before him, but they came up around the same time. He's like talking about the
Sway
TV.
came up way before, but Sway was they had a good relationship, and he's just MTV and all that.
Yeah, so I think he was just got his feelings hurt, but instead of just saying, I didn't agree, he says, I gave him a TV. Like,
I think it's so crazy that Sway still had the TV. I don't believe that was dope. That's amazing. That's evil. Like, I use like TV. I got the TV. Boom.
That's just. If I can share something with you guys, like I'm from the Bay Area, but I went to a Drake show out in Houston because I'm like I want to see Drake perform in Houston. So I went out with my friends and stuff. Like we all went, like Megan, everybody, and Tasha. We all went, whatever. So we go out there, and Sway's back there because he's doing an interview for MTV about Drake. So, I'm thinking, like, he's going to be hella stuck up. Like, you're a legend in the hip-hop industry. So we're sitting there, and Sway starts talking to us. I'm not even lying. He talks to us for almost an hour, telling us about how he had interviewed Biggie, how him and Biggie had this great relationship. Yeah. And I found, like, respect that man. I will, like,
Sway's an ambassador.
I'll always cherish that moment. You know what I'm saying?
And that because of that, he doesn't vote for the MTV because he helps people's careers. He helps people. So he's like, I'm not going to vote. He came up with the idea, and he steps back, and he becomes the moderator of it. That's why I said don't attack the moderator. Like, he didn't even vote. He never said
exactly. And I feel like I don't know, like Sway to me, like he left out with me feeling like you're a great person, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to talk to these kids. It was about maybe like 13 of us. You don't have to talk to us, but he sat there and he has answered all of our questions. So that's rude, Kanye. You're messing up your own career. You know, you talking about how you so hot.
Teflon Sway, man.
I'm you talking about how you so hot, how they don't like Kanye in a relationship. Well, whose fault is that? You have to understand the music is separate from your personal life. So you're the one who's mixing the two. You know what I'm saying? Like. That was rude to me, and I'm not, you know, that's just disrespectful to me.
Listen, he's under a lot of stress. He got a Kardashian pregnant. Give him a break.
Well, this is what it is. Like everybody likes Kanye shenanigans, and then you know he's the bane of society when you know he does something crazy and everybody's mad. I just need him to decide whether he cares or not. Like if you don't care, then don't care. If you care, then just ride that out. But like I can't do the whole like. He's walking that fence of like, oh, I'm gonna have a rant, then I'm gonna not do any press. I'm not gonna talk to nobody because they're gonna misconstrue everything I say. But then as soon as something happens, I don't like, I want to speak, and I just need you to decide one way or another.
Isn't it about just being in control of the message? That's what kids do. Not put your own song in your own SoundCloud. You don't need a label. It's just about control, like presenting yourself the way you want to be presented. No.
No, I can dig that part of it, but I just wonder sometimes, you know, for him to be so anti, it seems like he's anti-media, he's anti this establishment. But I mean, you're still part of the machine, bro, and you still care. So it's like, if you're anti, then just be anti and just make the music and let's not ever see you. You could be Ghostface Killer, put a hood on and put on that Givenchy mask and just don't ever be out in the public ever again. Like, but
I haven't seen a show yet with him do the new style he's doing. I can't wait. I want to see one. I got on a plane and went out there. I haven't seen the whole polar bear stuff and the mask, the runaway with the Da Vinci. It's too much for me, man. I don't know. What do you think, brother?
The thing that stuck out to me the most about that call was him talking about the Diamonds verse. He was like, wasn't no verse. He was trying to get it out. It really wasn't no verse. It was 2 minutes long, bro. It was you stealing. It was you stealing the mic. It felt like him at the VMAs stealing the mic. He wanted that hit bad. You know what I mean? He heard Rihanna with the hit. He was like, I want this song. You know what I mean? So, other than that, I mean, it's to be expected from Kanye. I mean, he's the man. He says what he feels. Like I remember an interview about College Dropout, and they were asking him why he didn't, or no, if he thought he should have won, and he said, well, it only affected the world in such a way. You know what I mean? That's how he really feels about his music. That's how he feels about his music. So he's always gonna speak out like that. So it's to be expected. I mean, I don't think anything of the rants. They're pure comedy to me. I mean,
all comedy.
Well, Justin hit him back with a little comedy on SNL.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
So sick, dramatic, you know.
That was perfect.
The thing with Kanye, though, I'm like, you can't complain about how, well, the music's the music. You got to appreciate the talent. But it's like, you know, you covering that up with all the shade you give people or all these, like, crazy opinions you have. It's like, yeah, we feel like Kanye, like, 1 or 2 shows in a year. Sure, let me hear some Kanye rants. But when it's every time, it's like it takes away from the music. People are going to be looking up on blog sites how you went off on Justin or how, you know what I'm saying, instead of, this new hot song. Yeah. So it's like, don't complain about that. You digging your own grave.
Greg's like, I'm not filming that.
you can't be. I want to see some music. We shouldn't even be talking about him right now. We just wasted.
I think his album. I would put his album as one of the most anticipated. You don't think he's?
But at the same time, it's like, why are we even talking about his rants? He just wants publicity. Like, he's the kid in the playground. He has all the toys, but that's not enough. He wants your toy too. It's like, if he doesn't get his way, he starts crying, and it's like, I'm just over it already, man. It's like, dude, put out some music, then we'll talk about you. But he has, like, this is all TMZ, like, just fucking gossip stuff, man. I'm sorry for the curse. It's all gossip, man. It's like we should be giving this time. We should be giving this 7 minutes to artists who need it, who need the exposure, and we're giving it to Kanye. Who needs the
exposure? Give me an artist, man. Who's one of the ones with sleeping?
Any artist not named Kanye, man. Come on, man. What are we talking about here?
Who doesn't get talked? Greg, who deserves to get talked about more in hip hop, but it's not getting enough light in your judgment?
Drake.
I mean, not just hip hop. Just talking about like you reach a certain stage in your career, it's like you cross over into other markets, like Kanye, Nicki, like those people, like they're getting covered on CBS, they're getting covered on major broadcasts, man. It's like for like a hip hop show, like we shouldn't be wasting time talking about him ranting.
All right, well, we're running out of time. Speaking of time, we got 10 minutes left, Grace. I'm gonna go down the line. Who do you feel like deserves more light that we didn't mention here?
I mean, I don't know. I see. I like what the LA scene is going on right now. You got a lot of people. Not a lot of people talking about LA, but it's become like the new Atlanta. Like you got guys like Problem popping up. You got Casey Veggies. You got Dom Kennedy, YG. You got all kind of music coming out of LA. And the thing is, it's all homegrown. It's all original. Like dudes are doing everything. In-house producers. Like you got Problem, League of Stars. You got Hit Boy, the HS87 camp. You got all these dudes doing a lot of things out of LA, man. And
I like that stuff. That Problem Like What is taking off, and Hit Boy's compilation.
Huge out. That record is huge, man. Yeah, the Hit Boy's gonna be big. You got the Odd Future dudes about to come out, man. You got a lot of stuff coming out here. Look out for the West Coast, man.
Okay, Jordan, what do you think we should be checking for? That's not being talked about enough.
Two dudes. I think Rocky Fresh coming out of Chicago with MMG, and Joey Badass and the Pro Era camp in New York. I think both of them are going to be at South by Southwest too, so definitely be checking for them. No, I wish I was. Take me with you. We'll interview Kendrick together.
Wherever Rocky Fresh and Joey Badass is at, that's where I should be at.
Yeah, we should just go.
Ashley, I know you have an opinion about this. Who you think's not being talked about enough?
Y'all gonna come from my head. I already know, but you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna stick with my boy Drake, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just because.
Talk about all day.
No. We talk about Drake, but it's just like he doesn't get his credibility. You drop one like.
Yeah, I think he does.
3 months. Nah, it's been 3 months, and you dropped 2 of the hottest tracks, man. I'm telling you, like. Nah, he doesn't get the.
No, Gutter said he's gonna get free lap. Gutter said he's
people. Laughing. I'm telling you, at work.
Drake jersey up in the rafters. What are you talking about?
How you know? I wanted to hear that Grammy speech, and they played my boy out that Grammy speech. Like they talk about him, but then yet they be trying to take it from him. Well, he was on Degrassi, or he's from Canada. Who cares?
Well,
he's one of the. He is hip hop right now. To be honest with you, he is.
All right, Ashley, but Maddie, what do you?
I'm really into Big Crit right now. I just think he's just kind of bananas, and it just always comes out of nowhere. It's like a silent strength, you know what I mean? And they'll hit you with like verses or lines. I forget.
You just dropped one with Bun B, right? I like that song.
Yep.
What's it? Shine On, it's called.
Yeah. So I just kind of feel like right now that's who's like piquing my interest. Like,
but his album didn't do well. What do you think he could do better the next time? Like, did we put out an album that didn't do too well?
You know, and I don't even know if he'll ever be really good at sales. I think he'll maybe always be like a strong feature, you know what I mean? Like he doesn't, for me, he's just really a really good lyricist. I don't know if he has the complete package. So he would kind of have to revisit like, you know, like Ashley said, you know, some club bangers or whatever. He kind of needs to play around with that, but I still think he's entertaining to me.
Hip Hop Obama, who should we be talking about? He's not getting enough light.
Oh, I was definitely going to throw Crit in there, and I think part of what's going to make his next album better than the first one is him ending up on that list of yours that where his album wasn't necessarily received as well as probably they wanted to.
Oh, disappointing?
Yeah, disappointing albums. I think that him. Obviously, I think he's a talented producer, but I think his sound, at least at that point, was kind of limited for some people. And I think it seems like he's going out of his way to work with the outside range of producers. I've seen him doing a lot of stuff with Ninth Wonder, and I'm sure he has worked with a bunch of other people. So I think he's one of those people I'm checking for. I'm definitely excited about Schoolboy Q. This next year.
With Pharrell too, right? I saw.
Yeah, Q is dope, and like I've been listening to like ASAP Rocky's the Long Live ASAP the tape, and like every collabo he does, when he does a joint with Rocky, when he did the joint, like he puts pressure on these dudes. Like his delivery, his whole style is just crazy. So like I'm looking to see what Q is gonna do. I'm also looking for more new music from STS Sugar Tongue Slim.
Okay, STS Underground. That's my man Riggs.
Yeah. Shout out to Gold. Shout out to Riggs Morales and all them boys. Like he's got. I've heard some of his records, some of his newer stuff, and he's got some stuff coming that I think is going to surprise a whole lot of people.
Yes, all right. Go to P. Take us out, baby. What are we missing out on, man?
That ASAP camp, man. ASAP and ASAP Ferg. I think ASAP's going to get a lot of shine this year, man. I think
he can work. It's not just work.
I think they're gonna get a lot of shine. But outside of that, I think what's kind of crazy is that nobody talked about Wiz's year. Wiz had a crazy year. 2 hot mixtapes. And IFC. The sales weren't that hot, but then a dope little tour. I mean, I just think it's kind of crazy that his name didn't make it in there at all. You know what I mean? It didn't seem like anybody.
He did about 170,000. He did pretty good sales first week.
He had a song with The Weeknd. How could y'all take that seriously? Like. And
also,
then it's like
look out for King Chip too.
You're too OVO, Ashley. You can't even mention the weekend.
Oh man.
Let me hush myself. Let me hush myself. But next to True Love, that song with you can't put a rapper in and then the weekend and then I'm not Taylor Gang. I'm not OVO. You know what I'm saying? I can't.
I'll throw King Chip out there too. Look out for King Chip.
Yeah, I want.
King Chip.
I want to put an asterisk on mine and add King Louis too.
Chi-Town, you think King Louis got some stuff still?
Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. Like I was impressed by the record with him, Juicy, and Pusha T. Like that was one of my favorite. That was one of my favorite records.
They do drugs, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, if he can do more of those, then like he'll have a crazy, he'll have a clear defined lane, and like I like what he's working with. So if he can give us some more of that.
Chief coming home. We ready for that?
What about Trinidad James though?
No.
What about Trinidad? He ain't gonna be popping no Molly on your iPhone?
No.
I'm not writing Trinidad off. I want to see what he got.
Me too. I'm not either.
Everybody's giving him a hard time, man. Let him cook. Like
people will be trying to remember what his name was in 2014. People will be like, "Who was that dude with the logo and everything?"
I definitely won't forget that hair.
Okay. All right.
Y'all be hating on my boy.
All you have is the ASAP Mob or anybody else?
Oh, I want to throw a female in there.
One second, let Gutter finish.
I think ASAP. I mean, I think that New York's got a hot thing going on right now. Joey Badass, Pro Era. I think New York's gonna get a lot of shine this year for sure.
All right, Nueva York. Maddie, what were you saying?
I was saying I want to throw a female in there because nobody brought up any
female. Let's do it.
3D Nati from New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of out of control. I heard her. I heard the FM Problems freestyle on the blog. Out of control. She's crazy. So I'm interested.
Williams, don't hate be hated. He's a big fan of her.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we need some more females in the game, man.
Who do you think we should watch out for? You know?
Yeah, who you looking out for, Elliot?
Right.
I can't tell you all that, fellas. I love everybody, man. Say about that. I don't know do I have a name to add? I don't know if I have a name to add off the head. I mean, I think it's the high end. Like I'm anxious to see what Joey Badass does and those type of people. And I'm also, I love the good balance hip hop. To me, it's about being excited about Eminem and Kanye, whatever they're gonna come with, and the new generation. Like I need both. Like I need the veterans and I need the new jacks. You know what I mean? As long as there's a good balance of that, I think it's a good year in hip hop. You know what I mean?
Which is also your show brings the balance of old. That's why I appreciate your show. But one thing that was missing for so long was the gap between the older fans like us, Elliot, and the younger fans, and that's what you bring together. You bring everyone together through Twitter and through this program, which I appreciate. And I hope everyone else
together. We're almost out of time, but we'll be
Hey,
back.
Elliot, sorry. Are you coming to OVO Fest this year?
Yes, of course. Come on.
So I'm gonna see you there, and I'm gonna get my Respect magazine signed by you for sure. I'm coming from the Bay Area. It's real.
The next Google Live Hangout. So I don't know who's gonna come back. You never know. Jordan's out here on the second leg. You never know.
I'll see you in a couple of weeks, YN. I'll be back.
The next Live Google Hangout will be on Wednesday, March 27th.
Have fun in Austin.
By then, I'll be out of my system. Ready to go, man. But I really enjoyed it, man. It's the third time. Was the third time the charm?
I think it might have.
I think it was.
I think we did good. We out of here, Paul. Anything else you want me to do? It's good. I'm good. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you. Stay on Twitter, man. Hit me up on Twitter at Elliott Wilson. Hit up at Life and Times. All right?
Biggie Smalls is the illest.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, absolutely. And I got to, I got to rep for the Bay too. So
repping for the Bay. I like the wife. My wife's from the Bay. That's good company.
All right. Okay.
She's from Oak Town. So what brings you here, man? Why'd you want to get down with the Truth Live?
Man, I just got a lot to say. Want to share my opinions. I seen you retweeting me, so I gotta share my opinion live too. You know what I mean? And I really appreciate the opportunity, man.
What's real quick? One thing you want to get off?
Nas's position on this hottest MCs list. Oh, man, I'm a Nas fan, man. I'm a Nas fan, but man, I don't know, bro.
You would put him top. What was he at? Where MTV had him at number
4, man.
Where would you put him?
bottom 5 at the probably bottom 3, man. I'll tell you that.
Good, got a piece.
I loved it. No, I loved it, man. It was a great album, but the sales, I mean, and then
you don't feel hot, right? Like he did his thing, but he's not hot.
You know, that's the real problem, man. The definition of hottest. We got to come up with you know what I mean, with a solid definition for hottest.
Yeah. No, I know everybody's also mad about the term MC and all that. We'll get to all that. The brother with the Falcons, is that Scully winter hat right there, brother? It's still.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Football season is over, but we're always repping for the team. Always repping for the team.
That's because y'all had a good year this year. That's what it is.
No, don't get it twisted. I'm not one of them guys.
Putting in work in the playoffs.
Listen, man, I'm not one of them guys. The first sports apparel I ever had was a pullover Falcon starter jacket back in like '91.
Starter jacket.
Yeah, starter pullover. Like people was getting beat up and shot for their jackets.
What's your name, brother?
My name is.
Then who you want to agree with?
Cousins.
Exactly. You know, you want to publicly agree with him, and he makes it really, really hard. So,
okay.
But I'm here to
want to talk about the brother West.
Brother West.
All right, Maddie. And the young lady, she's repping the OVO, I guess, right?
I sure am
today. Is that an official OVO?
It is. It is an official. Let me show you. Let me show you my little owl right there. No, it's official. So my name is Ashley. Ashley, say hello on Twitter. I'm from San Francisco, the Bay Area as well. So we have 2 people repping the Bay Area. I'm the one who named you the Kanye West of journalism, and they had made you that little cover. So funny. But yeah.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy cover. That was pretty cool.
It was so funny. Somebody tweeted me that, and then they were like, "Yeah, you inspired this," and I was like, "Oh my god, so funny." What I really want to talk about is your pick for the hottest MC, because when I read that, I was like, "Wait, am I being punked here?" Like, I cannot. I can't. He's one of those people. I'm not a Future fan. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you mad that Drake didn't get #1 for the MTV over Kendrick?
You know what I'm gonna tell you? No, because he landed pretty high on the I don't know. It's just like
he didn't land no higher than that.
I don't know. Drake didn't put nothing out. So it's like you stayed one of the most relevant artists in 2012.
Oh, wait, no, I'm bugging. Drake was 5 on the MTV list. You had to be mad about that. He was 5.
I mean, a little bit, but I feel like. I mean, I don't know. I was mad that they put Rick Ross up there pretty high. Rick Ross was just too high for me. I'm not a big. I mean, I love Rick Ross, but like he just, I don't know. He's losing it to me. He's losing it. He's not what he was.
Drake #5. A lot of people thought that was kind of low. You know.
Yeah.
He doesn't always get his recognition, but I'm pretty upset about that. But I feel like that list is pretty garbage anyway, so I'm not even.
All right. Hold on now.
But I'm ready to speak some truth today, huh?
What you say, Ashley?
I said I'm just ready to speak that truth today, so I'm pretty excited.
All right, we'll get to it. I know Jordan's back. How you doing?
I'm doing good, YN. How you doing?
I'm good. You just have Briggy Smalls. Your Twitter name is Briggy Smalls, right?
Briggy Smalls, that's me.
What did you do March 9th?
March 9th, I was in Seattle with my family. But, you know, we kept it real hood.
We didn't get to this brother yet. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Jordan, you excited about round 2? We got a new cast.
Very excited. Yeah, it's nice to see some other women on the panel, so I'm excited about that.
Okay. Well, what's the biggest thing you want to touch on?
I want to talk about the hottest MCs, and we've got to talk about Future.
We're not sick of this hottest MC thing yet? We're not sick of it?
No.
It's actually a beautiful thing that we're not sick of it.
That's true.
This is good. It's something we need to be talking about. So
very much so.
Okay, we're gonna hash it out, man. We're gonna go with the hottest MC thing in a minute. Got to introduce one more person, the brother with the Biggie Small shirt. Speaking of March 9th. What's up, sir? What's your name?
What's going on, Elliott? My name's Greg, Hip Hop Heisenberg.
Let me tell you about Greg Wilson from Rap Radar. This is the Truth Live Google Hangout Volume 3. And my level's right. I don't want to go in again, man. We good? Doing it again, man. 3rd time's the charm, man. We was gonna do it Wednesday, but I'm going out of town, South by Southwest. You know, that's where all the rappers are, so I got to run around and get people's demos and get harassed by young MCs. It was like, yo, Elliott, you got to do that Google Hangout on Monday before you leave town, because it's very popular. You know, I think that we have great conversations with myself, you know, giving my opinion and being accountable, my opinion, to you guys, the youth, young hip-hop lovers. As corny as that may sound. Nah, but a good group of people, and get to see, you know, a lot of times I say a lot of things happen on Twitter, a lot of conversations, but there's no way to really house them and have a real exchange at times. So I think that that's what's great about this Google Hangout thing. So let me get everybody, let's get the roll call going. Let's see who we got. Let's see. So it's a good male-female ratio. I like this. I like this. Even Steven up in here. Great POVs, point of views. Let's start to the brother on the left with the SF on the cap. Is that what it is?
Yeah, man. It's San Francisco, coming live from the Yay area out here. It's Gutter P.
What's your name, sir?
Gutter P. Giovanni.
Gutter P. Okay, I seen you on Twitter. All right, Gutter P. You don't got the hat on in your Abbey, right?
Not in Abbey, nah, man.
Okay, you trying to be all slick. You all pretty boy in the Abbey. Up in here. Gutter P. I'm going to talk to Wayne. I got to get the fitted out. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I'm Hip Hop Obama.
Oh, yeah, so I ran into you with my wife at, what show was that?
At the Kendrick show a couple weeks ago.
Yes, sir. At Kendrick Lamar. See, I be in them streets, man.
Yeah, I see you in the streets.
Yo, you see my security man with me too, right? You gave him respect.
I see you rolling real brolic.
Huh?
So I see you rolling real brolic, real.
How you get a name called Hip Hop Obama like that, man? How you get that?
I started Hip Hop Obama when I logged on to Twitter for the first time. Like, everybody was talking about Twitter.
It's kind of a bold name, man. Hip Hop Obama.
Everybody who I've talked to pretty much told me the same thing. Shout out Julia Beverly. She thinks the same thing. She's
like light skin like me, man.
You know what it is?
I'm sensing two African American parents.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. No, when I first started on the Twitter, I was just like, what am I gonna do? What is gonna be my thing? What am I even into right now? It was election time. I was like, I'm into hip hop and I'm into Obama right now, so I'm gonna be hip hop.
It's funny because when I first joined Twitter in 2008, all the energy was about getting Obama elected. It was only like me, my wife, Questlove, and Superhead on Twitter, like talking about the Democratic debates. And stuff. It's kind of crazy. All right, Obama. There's a young lady there with the pink on the top, right? Black hair.
Yes, me. I'm Maddie. I'm Maddieology on Twitter.
You're on Twitter too, Maddie. I seen you in these tweets. I know all these people, man. I'm getting to know them in real life, man. This is scary. Okay, Maddie.
Yeah, you know, I love hip hop, and I'm here to defend my cousin Kanye. He's not really my cousin, but I kind of feel like Kanye is like that cousin.